and committee over. And then we'll go through a Q&A. And with that, I will kick it over to Kyle and Jennifer.
Thanks, Heidi. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kyle Pope from Texas A&M. Jennifer Miller and I are going to talk about the benefits of being an ICLA member. The mission of ICLA is to enhance the collegiate licensing industry through education and development of its professionals. Jen will expand on some of the benefits on this slide, but they're all geared toward improving the overall understanding of the collegiate licensing industry, professional development, and collaboration among licensing professionals.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Kyle, for talking through the mission statement there quickly. My name is Jen Miller, for anyone that doesn't know me, and I am the Senior Manager of Brand and Trademark Licensing at West Virginia University. So as you can see on the slide here, there are many ICLA membership benefits. I'm not going to talk through each point word for word, but we'll definitely highlight some of the benefits that have been especially important to me throughout my membership timeframe. So first of all, our Winter Symposium and NACDA Summer Convention conferences provide networking opportunities and also the opportunity to develop yourself professionally through all of the programming that's put together during these conventions and all the hard work that our colleagues put into the educational pieces of the symposium and the convention. Also, as members of ICLA, we have access to industry news and information, both through NACDA and the ICLA publications, as well as ICLA research. And I know Shelley and Kamisha are going to dig into some of the resources that we do have available with that information. Another invaluable membership benefit that I believe is one of our top most used things is our discussion board, where we as licensing professionals can share information, collaborate with colleagues, and also gain insight into a wide variety of topics. I know we're going to expand on that also on the feature a little bit later in the call. And then the last benefit I wanted to highlight are the opportunities there are for members to apply for various awards, stipends, and also the ICLA mentorship program, which I'll be talking about towards the end of the call. But I can say personally that the stipend opportunities and the mentorship program have been super impactful to me in helping me to further my career in licensing. So with that, and all this information is available on the ICLA website, but just wanted to give you a little bit of personal insight into the benefits that that really have truly meant a lot to me throughout my membership. And so with that, I'm going to pass things over to Kamisha.
Thank you, Jen. Heidi and I will go through and walk through. We understand and know that this is our old logo. However, there had to be a beginning to be to where we are now. So this is a blast of the past from ICLA. So there are different pictures from different seminars, symposiums that we attended. So thank you to those that did contribute and provided pictures, and some we did download or get from our ICLA Facebook page. So while we are preparing or getting ready to attend our upcoming, get your cameras ready, get your smiles together so that we can add to this collage of great and wonderful times that we've shared throughout the years at our ICLA Winter Symposium as well as at Summer Convention. Both will be discussed a little later by those committee members. So we just have a few more pictures, and Clarence and the committee did a great job last year. We had a great time at Vegas. So you saw it was beautiful that we were at the Raider Stadium. So we're looking forward to this year. So I will continue talking a little, and I will discuss the ICLA resources. As mentioned, everything is available on our ICLA webpage, and so we encourage everyone, old and new members, to take advantage of the resources that we have. So I would like to thank our former education committee lead, Shelley Terry, for her leadership last year and for putting together the licensing resource tools and doing that presentation, again, which can be found on the ICLA webpage. We encourage all members to visit the ICLA webpage to take advantage of the valuable resources that are available to us. Most definitely, importantly, we need you all to complete the surveys that we provide. The benchmark survey gives us information and helps us with our education sessions and things that we can discuss and to talk about when we have our calls and virtual webinars. Our licensing resource book is a great and valuable tool that provides useful information for those who are new to the industry or are seasoned veterans who are looking to revamp any practices. Next slide. So it was mentioned about our discussion board. We are all here to assist each other, and some veterans still need a little assistance and guidance as things are ever changing and evolving. So we ask that you visit the discussion board for any previous questions and post any questions you have, and our members will be elated to respond with the latest and greatest ways that they tackle the issues on their campus. We, as you can see in the highlight, where you can go, where that valuable information is. And if you can't find an answer, just post it and one of our great members will respond back to you. Next slide.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kamisha. Appreciate you sharing that information, valuable information for our membership. Well, good afternoon to all our attendees. On behalf of the Education Committee, we're so glad you cleared your schedule to join us today for this first webinar of the year. As I mentioned back in July in an email, I'm truly honored to be the president of ICLA and to be part of an organization that only gives back, but allows friendships to be created within the industry. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and thank the ICLA officers and board of directors, as you see listed their names, for their contribution towards enabling our organization to succeed. On the top of their regular jobs, the ICLA officers and board of directors work countless hours on different projects and initiatives on behalf of you, the ICLA membership. Sponsors. I would like to thank you so much for your support of ICLA. Your contribution is vital to continue our important work. We cannot succeed without the generosity of supporters like you. Thank you, sponsors. Next, I'd like to mention the 22-23 year in review, which was released on September 13th. If you have not had an opportunity to review it, please do so. This document highlights the many program initiatives and accomplishments the boards and all the committee members provided during that membership year, including our new award structure, which you'll hear a little bit more about in our committee. The full document can be found on the ICLA website and members community. So please, again, it was released on September 13th. Great information of what was done over the last year, put together by our board. Shortly, you will hear from our officers and board members, but first I would like to take a little bit of time to highlight just a few of the many priorities for this year. A few of the many priorities for this year that I highlighted. The first one is NACDA office. And I'm going to skip around with my order there, but I want to touch on the administrative service agreement. We just renewed earlier this year our new NACDA affiliation partnership agreement, which allows to continue the great work with them. Notice I changed the word to partnership. One of the key things for us was to really make this more of a partnership than just service that they were providing to us. And so a group of us officers spend a lot of time going through our old agreement and really trying to see how we could enhance it and make it more of a partnership for us for our organization to grow. The agreement provides a slew of services that are often behind the scene, but extremely important to execute and to operate as an organization. Think of it as the NACDA office do great work for us. And again, extremely important work that they do that helps us that helps us execute and operate. So give us an example will be, think of a game operation staff when you go to a ball game, an arena, and the folks that have to put out the chairs and make sure the water's out there, make sure the towels, everything that they're doing behind the scenes to make sure things are happening for us. And that's what NACDA does for us in terms of our organization. And I wanted to announce the two, mention the two that we work with on a day-to-day basis. The first one is Nick Straw. I think he is not on the call right now, but will be joining us back. He's the director with NACDA, and he's our day-to-day contact for ICLA. And then we have Rachel Johnson, who's on the call. She's an intern with NACDA her first year, and works with Nick to service the needs of ICLA. So one of the other pieces that were very important was to continue to advocate for ICLA and leverage our strength with NACDA. We wanted to make sure we stay relevant in the NACDA strategic plans and drive education around NACDA programming involving licensing. So again, to make sure that we're in the forefront of these discussions when it comes to licensing and the NACDA office. The next one I'd like to touch on is the financial audit. We've went through the record books and noticed that that there was never a financial audit done for this organization. And me being a numbers person, I think is very important that we kind of figure out access and evaluate spending, review financial statements that access and evaluate the spending that I just mentioned. To really look at the programs that we were providing, programs that we're going to continue providing, and make sure they're valuable to the organization moving forward. Assist with future financial forecasts and projections, including the association investment portfolio. I have asked board member Chris Talley to oversee this task with the NACDA office. I'm excited about it. We'll really get to look at what our numbers look like as an organization and how we could, again, provide more valuable programming and initiatives that will move our organization forward. And the last one I'll highlight is the Winter Symposium. And it's just really important. I want to thank you all first who participated in the survey we sent out this past February. We had great response. We had a great response rate with valuable feedback. This is important because we want to solidify the future co-locating or partnership for the Desert Cactus ICL Winter Symposium. One thing that was part of the I guess was up for debate was the location, reviewing the number of annual events hosted by the association and the value it brings to the membership of industry. That will be also something that Chris and his team will touch on with the financial audit. So we wanted to definitely try to solidify a home for the Winter Symposium for the next coming years, and our officers and our board is working again, countless hours trying to get that taken care of based on the feedback that was provided during that survey. During our recent ICLA officers and past presidents meeting, we talked about rebooting the veterans workshop that we've had. I think 2 years ago, we've tried the veteran workshop. We think it's a great opportunity for our veterans to get together and to discuss topics that are up in the licensing industry. And so I have spoke with some past presidents who volunteered to research for Veteran Summit opportunities for the next upcoming year. So please look out for that. Veterans, we're excited to hopefully bring you guys a great summit, and we're in the process of researching those opportunities now. Speaking about veterans, wanted to put a slide together that talks about how we want you back. We want this organization, these members, to be active. We are an exclusive network of 800+ diverse professionals. The community of ICLA is essential to the continued growth of our organization. Building a strong sense of community brings clarity and purpose to the organization we belong to. I encourage you all to be active and to get involved. Join a committee, be a presenter. Come out and show support during these webinars. Be active in these webinars. Ask questions. Use the listserv that mentioned some of the resources that Kamisha mentioned earlier. It's very important for you guys that we hear from you guys and your voices being heard. You'll hear a little bit more from our committees in a little bit, and so you can learn more. You could get to know who is the lead in our committees. And please don't watch from the sideline. Get in the game, participate, and be heavily involved. Next, I'll throw it back to our committee list, but again, I wanted to share our committees and committee leads that we have, that if you're interested in getting involved, please reach out to these individuals to get involved with ICLA. We appreciate it. Thanks again, and I'll turn it over to Kamisha.
Thanks, Dexter. So I have been given the privilege and honor of serving this year as the Education Committee lead. The purpose of the Education Committee is to plan a minimum of 2 to 3 ICLA webinars that will take place throughout the year to provide an accurate picture of the collegiate licensing industry in an easy-to-follow report. Organize and plan ICLA membership Zoom sessions to allow the membership to engage and interact in live discussions, such as what we're doing today. The great committee members are Jennifer Miller from West Virginia University, Heidi Adams, Utah State University, Tisha Arnold, Grambling State University, Jared Harding from Trevco, Jay Morano, Carnegie Mellon, and Cal Pope, Texas A&M University. As we state, the more you know, the more you grow. So please get involved and make sure that you attend the educational sessions that we do provide, the monthly webinars. Next slide, please. And again, from that great resource information that Shelley Terry provided for us last year, we wanted to make sure that you all are aware of the library of past presentations and webinars that's located on the ICLA webpage, the virtual programming, which is what I mentioned, what we are a part of today, as well as Listen and Listen podcast sponsored by Old Hat. So if you are have great speaking voices, have any topics, we ask that you do reach out to any of these committees to provide your great ideas and information. And so today, on behalf of the Education Committee, I ask that you put into the chat any topics of discussions that you would like for us to have as a part of our next education sessions. We want to make sure that we're inclusive and include all questions and concerns from our membership. Without you, we are not ICLA. Next slide. So I will now turn it over to our Membership Development Committee, Ms. Katie Pugh.
Thanks, Kamisha. For those that you don't know me, I am the licensing director at Florida State. I've been on the board of ICLA. I guess this is now my third year. So I oversee the Membership Development Committee. Jim Clanton is working really closely with me right now. We've been focused really on retaining members and recruiting new members. So since our renewal cycle just wrapped up the beginning of I guess October, we've really been focused on reaching out to our membership group from last year and making sure that they renew and answering any questions that they have or listening to their ideas on how we can grow and make sure that, you know, everybody who's investing financially in the membership or in ICLA is getting, you know, what we all know they can get out of it. So last year we had a committee of folks who really helped us. Obviously, once we get through this renewal cycle, we're looking at, you know, reaching out to some schools or new licensing directors or licensees in the industry, educating them on who ICLA is and how we can help them. So if you have any interest in helping Jim and or myself this year, please reach out to me, and we'd love for you to be a part of our committee.
All right. Hello again, everyone. I'm filling in for Priya today to talk a little bit about the ICLA mentorship program. So you'll see a lot of information on the next 2 slides detailing the program, but I'm going to speak from the heart today and my experience rather than read through a list of bullets. But all the information on these slides can be found on the ICLA website. So back in 2020, I applied for and was accepted to the mentorship program. I can honestly say it was so beneficial in my growth as a licensing professional. 5 years ago, I started a new career in licensing here at WVU. At the time, I was brand new to licensing, excited for the opportunity. But being new to licensing, there was so much new information and knowledge to take in, and it was overwhelming at times. The ICLA mentorship program was the answer to my challenges. Having mentors that I felt comfortable going to with questions, with questions and ideas was such a game changer for me. The amount of knowledge, ideas, information that we were able to share through our meetings was amazing. And it truly helped me to grow so much as a professional in the industry. I was able to gain a whole new perspective on how to approach challenges, how to build relationships with licensees, university stakeholders, and other colleagues. The mentorship program was instrumental in helping me find my voice and my confidence as a licensing professional. So I can highly recommend applying. For anyone that's new, highly recommend applying to be part of the ICLA mentorship program. You will not regret it. Please feel free to reach out to me directly if you have any questions about my experience specifically. I'm sure Priya and her committee can help with any of the details, the minute details of that. But again, highly recommend it, and just think it's such a valuable thing and such a unique benefit to the ICLA membership. So with that, I'm going to pass things over to Kamisha to talk about this year's Winter Symposium.
Thanks again, Jen. I am filling in for Kimberly, who is unable to attend today. So as I speak about the Winter Symposium. So this committee, the Winter Symposium is our Super Bowl of events. This is all things licensing, where we take a break from our offices and the virtual sessions, and we can network and congregate and form those friendships that was mentioned earlier during our presentations. So if you have not registered already, and you still have time, so the deadline early bird registration for $475 ends November 27th. Price increases to $100 on November the 28th or later. So I think Nick and Rachel sent this information out to everyone yesterday. We ask and encourage you to please take advantage of this opportunity if you have not done so before. In addition, this will assist the board and Dexter being the president of the next steps for the organization. As we mentioned earlier, we appreciate those of you that did complete the survey, but the Winter Symposium is our big event, our big thing. The pictures that you saw earlier are many of those from the event. So we do have good time. You can take a breather and work with and interact with like-minded individuals as yourself, because sometimes on our campuses, we feel like we're in a world of our own. No one understands, and we're bad. It's us against the campus. So it feels great to come to the Winter Symposium and to take a part and be a part of with our other members. So with that, I would turn it over to Clarence to discuss the summer convention.
Thanks, Kamisha. So the summer convention is tied with NACDA and their summer convention. It's our second in-person event of the year, and the committee is tasked to plan the summer convention through development, educational programming, networking opportunities. And like I said, the ICLA convention takes place in conjunction with the NACDA and affiliates convention. I'm Clarence Chong. I'm the Director of Trademark Licensing at Fresno State. I chair the committee, and we actually, I'll name our committee members: Heidi Adams from Utah State University, Vince Baltimore from Hawaii, Deanna Cordillo from TCU, JT Galloway from the Original Retro Brand, Kathy Groves from Brand Custom Sportswear, Dusky Hale from Mississippi State University, Jared Harding from Trevco, Christina Miller from UCLA, Paul Mills from University of Alabama, Sonny Minton from NC State, Kirk Peters from Iowa, and Evelyn Simmons from UMass. We've actually started meeting and started planning this upcoming summer convention. And if you guys have any, we're currently vetting through topics. And if you guys currently have ideas that you want to see presented at NACDA, at the NACDA summer convention, just get a hold of me, put in the chat, or get a hold of any of these committee members. I mean, we can't guarantee that every topic will be involved with the convention. And but if it's not, I mean, as mentioned, we have other programming opportunities where we might discuss and address those topics. That said, I'll just toss back to Commission.
Thanks, Clarence. We will now be in the hands of Miss Erica Austin.
Thank you, Kamisha. My name is Erica Austin. I am the Director of Licensing at Michigan State University. And I'm going to just share with you a little bit about our Communications Committee. Our committee is small right now, with just myself as a chair and then Shelley Terry, excuse me, from Duke University. We welcome anybody that might be interested in joining our committee. Just let us know if you would be interested in joining. Our main primary purpose is to make sure that our membership receives valuable information and communication on our ICLA events, our initiatives, our member highlights, new members, and any industry news. A lot of that is shared through the discussion board. And we also have social media that we're going to be ramping up shortly as well. Some of our key initiatives is, I don't know if many of you get the Athletics Administration magazine. I believe that is part of your membership. But in that magazine, in the back, there's different articles from different groups that make up NACDA. And so we have an ICLA corner there, and we often reach out to our members to ask them to author an article that will be placed in that magazine. So you might get reached out to you by Shelley or myself, asking if you would like to participate in that article. Like I mentioned earlier, new member announcements, industry news and discussion topics, monthly 20 questions. Thank you to those of you who have participated and have been highlighted through our monthly 20 questions. We're going to be revamping that a little bit and redoing the questions and maybe not having as many as 20. I know that's a lot. So we'll get that going, and we'll be reaching out to many members to see if they would like to be highlighted for our monthly questions. If you are interested, please let me know. Would love to highlight you through our listserv. And then the ICLA annual report. I think that's it for me. I'll pass it back to Kamisha.
Thanks, Erica. So the moment that we've all been waiting for, we are going to be, I will pass it off to Richard, who will be discussing the awards committee and the changes that we've made to the award selection.
Thanks, Kamisha. Kamisha and Matt were on the committee with me last year when we went through a lot of changes to the Synergy Award and kind of revamped it, provided greater opportunity to recognize a host of universities and institutions through other awards besides just the Synergy Award. And so just a little recap on what the Synergy Award is. It recognizes the leading institution in the country for their holistic approach to 5 categories. Those are revenue generation, brand protection, campus collaboration impact, external collaboration impact, commitment to licensing, and innovation and vision. Those same 5 categories are also what we are referring to as the subcategory awards, in addition to the Synergy Award. We just recently wrapped up a voting committee, a review of all the submissions, and at Winter Symposium, those announcements, who the Synergy Award winner was, as well as the subcategory winners will be announced during Winter Symposium. In addition to the Synergy Award, we also have a service award that is awarded to an organization or individual for showing commitment to the collegiate licensing process on a local, regional, or national level. and the Hall of Fame, which is awarded to an individual who has demonstrated a history of solid contributions to the field as a pioneer innovator in the collegiate licensing industry, or has a dramatic impact in the licensing industry in recent years. The next slide will touch on who the past Synergy Award winners are. And so we're looking forward to adding additional Synergy Award winners here, as well as subcategory award winners. We have, just as an additional side note, we did institute a new voting committee this year, which I think I'm really excited about. It expands the reach of who participates to the membership within ICLA. And Brittany Hobbs was one of those who participated this last voting as part of the voting committee more recently, and she expressed how it enlightened her and gave her new perspective on what the awards are, how they're recognized, and so hopefully, as a result of all these initiatives, we'll see a greater increase in personal submissions from your institutions for the Synergy Award, as well as the subcategory awards. And with that, I'll pass the mic on to Shelley.
Thank you, Richard. Hello, everyone. And thank you to all ICLA attendees. It's so great to begin another year of programming. Thank you, Kamisha, and your whole committee for really helping to grow the field of licensing. I have the privilege of serving as the chair for the sponsorship committee. Excuse me. I work alongside Priya Xanthus from Towson University and Jason Harrison from Auburn University. This committee, the brainchild of Alex Holcomb, she recognized the professional equivalent of the colloquial expression, "There is no romance without finance." There were many awesome ideas being provided from the membership, but there weren't necessarily financial mechanisms for bringing them to fruition. She, along with the likes of Dexter Lamont, Clarence Chang, Kimberly Spino, and others, worked to build a foundation for partnership engagement. The sponsorship committee was developed to further bolster and realize the many desires of the membership for dynamic speakers, compelling programming, and fun fellowship opportunities. From financing your favorite keynote or allowing unfettered access to facilities and experiences that you can later send many unsolicited pictures to your loved ones to show how superior your professional organization is. I'm not speaking from personal experience, and I only do it humbly and respectfully, of course. You should thank a sponsor for that. Our sponsors depicted on the screen are invaluable to ensuring that ICLA can bring the insights and opportunities to our membership that edify their professional knowledge and assist in growing all of our respective organizations. The committee members listed are actively working with our partners to execute engaging and enriching opportunities. If you are interested in assisting our committee, we definitely want you to feel welcome and invited. Feel free to reach out also if you have additional ideas for ICLA partners. The committee is skilled, but we are not telepathic. So we invite and implore you to share any and all ideas. Please feel free to reach out to us. And with that, we will transition into questions.
Thank you, Shelley. Are there any questions?
Kamisha, can I jump in real quick and just add one more piece, if that's
Yes.
okay? So I also wanted to add another way to get involved and get active with ICLA is to actually become a board of director. You know, we typically send out applications in February. The current board of directors consists of individuals representing various members, types, conference affiliations, position levels, and geographical regions who meet the criteria and who feel that they can fulfill the commitment and are welcome to apply. So that's another way to get involved from the leadership side. Again, those applications, or we start accepting applications in February. The board commitment is a minimum of 4 years. And for some licensing directors who become officers, it can be potentially a 9-year commitment. So that is another opportunity. Please be on the lookout for those, for that, I guess, announcement that will be happening in February. So if you feel you're ready to be on the board and be a leader from the top, we welcome the opportunity to work with you guys. Thank you.
Shelly Dexter is the president for a reason. He is telepathic. There was a question that asked, for someone who has never been active in ICLA, what might be 1 or 2 suggestions for first steps to getting more involved? So thank you, Dexter, for sharing that. Are there any others that would like to step in and to answer that question? Again, the question is, for someone who has never been active in ICLA, what might be 1 or 2 suggestions for first steps to getting more involved? I can chime in.
Oh.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jen.
I was gonna say, get on a committee. It's a way to meet new people. It's a way to get your name, your face out there, get people to know you. The conference planning committees are super valuable, and all the committees are a great way to get involved. And don't take up a huge amount of your time. All of our time is valuable, but I think the committees are a great first step to get involved if you haven't been involved before. Sorry to interrupt you, Kamisha.
No problem at all. And I agree with what Dexter and Jen stated. Sometimes you can let your nerves overcome you, but you have to make a first step. You have to be open to learn, open to communicate, and most definitely, I think becoming a part of the board is probably one of the, even though it's towards the end of me in ICLA, but I probably was on the first mentorship program committee. I mean, not committee, but I was probably one of the first mentees. So taking advantage of that program is a great opportunity. It opened my eyes to see past my campus, to see what was going on, to understand that, yes, I may be from a small or mid-sized institution, but everyone has the same problems and issues. And you have to first start the dialogue and conversation. Most definitely to take advantage of the discussion board. There, whatever questions you may think that is a small question or that's not a good question, it is. Someone else may be thinking it and just not bold enough to ask that question. I have another question from Beth. I'm a licensee for the past 3 years. There have been quite a few licensing directors urging me to get involved with ICLA. I have just joined, but I'm curious what licensees can contribute. First, let me say thank you for becoming a member. I know that Katie and her team have been working hard and diligently, so that shows that the board support and what Katie and her team are doing is really working. So we encourage you to become active. We as licensing directors are learning ourselves to listen to our licensees more, to understand what you're going through, what are your needs, the sense of urgency to review artwork, to get things out of our queues so that we can get it into the market. So be vocal. Communicate with your licensing directors to let us know what we can do to assist you. You contributing by being a good partner, but most definitely communicating back to us to let us know how we can assist you with promoting our individual brands. I will lead to anyone else on the board or committee that may have a response.
I'll jump in on the response for the licensees. I'm not sure. I scanned through the list real quick, and I know there's a few licensees, but maybe an additional thought and recommendation for you is to consider conversations with other licensees in the space. I'm amazed at how much collaboration takes place in this space. I once sat down with Matt Boki as an example and chatted with him about his willingness to chat with one of our local licensees that was coming on board, and he was just open and willing to jump in and provide insight and so forth in that scenario. And so don't be shy to chat with other licensees, even if they have similar application to what you are doing. It's amazing how much we share in the industry.
You know, Richard, to build off that, and being a past board member and licensee, the biggest thing for me is the relationship side. That everybody's on here to move the common goal forward, and everybody's willing to help each other out. But as a licensee, if I have artwork that's hung up, or I don't understand maybe the response from the licensing director, and I need more clarification, it's always easier to reach out and say, hey, introduce yourself. How can I see this through? Rather than going back and forth in emails or brand comply or a system, let's talk about it and get it right down to it. The other hidden gem about ICLA that really helped me is the directory. In there, it's got all the members, emails, contacts, everything else like there. I mean, to me, that's a hidden gem to have that access right there. So please take advantage of that as well.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Richard. Anyone else? And I think we kind of touched base on Tyler's question. He stated, love the membership program opportunity, especially as a prospective licensee. Do you guys recommend any other resources or licensees could use to help guide us? So that is something that I think we can take back with the board as well, because we, again, have been discussing how could we get our licensees more involved. And I hate to put Matt on the spot, but Tyler and Matt, I think he would be a great source, because Matt is very vocal, very resourceful. And any of our license our vendors that are a part of the on the board and the committee, they are very helpful and can assist you with that. I'm sorry, Shelley, I think you was ready to answer.
No, you were fine. That's great information. Tyler, great question. I'm not a licensee, but I do think another resource, it's kind of probably an atypical one that licensees use, but it's actually the industry survey that you can find on the ICLA website. It's one where definitely there are noted examples of where licensing directors have been able to advocate for higher wages, additional resources and different things for their program specifically. But I definitely think even from your seat, where it could be impactful as you seek to better understand the market, to see how you can better support maybe your licensor partners. Just having a better understanding of like how they're made up, what they look like. So I think you could glean some insights from that.
Yeah, and I would just add, make the commitment and investment to come to Winter Symposium. Being in a room with like-minded people in this industry for several days, you just get a lot out of it. And I know, January, Vegas, it can be a lot, but it's definitely worth it. And so, whether you're a new licensee, or a new, a licensing director who might have a tough budget, like advocate for you to be able to make that trip to Las Vegas.
Thanks everyone for your responses. I think I have one more question. Do you need to be nominated for an award to participate? I was gonna let Richard answer. No, you do not. You can self-nominate. So in the past, it was that you had to be nominated. That was one of the changes that we, the awards committee and the board, came together to decide. You know your program. You do not have to wait on anyone to speak up for you. So I strongly encourage and believe in telling your own story. So you speak up and be vocal and to celebrate yourself.
And on that note, as the voting committee is organized for next year, be sure you can reach out to myself currently. I'll hand the baton off to someone that Clarence designates next year, but as the awards lead. But reach out and let us know that you'd like to participate on that committee. You don't have to be a past award member to participate at all.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or responses that we would like to leave the group? If not, reminder, save the date for the December webinar. We will be discussing holiday trends. The date is Tuesday, December the 12th, 2023 at 1 p.m. Eastern. And also we have a message, or is this a question? We will, let's see, something just came up in the chat. Give me just a second. We will get more podcast episodes. So that was what we have in the chat. But again, let's save the date, Tuesday, December the 12th, 1 p.m., where we would be discussing holiday trends. One of our speakers will be from Placer.ai. If there are any licensees on the call that would like to participate in this webinar, please feel free to reach out to myself, Rachel, or Nick, so that we can coordinate and make sure that you, the licensees, are involved in taking part in our monthly webinars, our Help Me Help You. Again, this is Kamisha Hill signing off, and thank you all for a great first webinar for this current season. So have a great day. We did not take up, we give you about 12 more minutes of your day and time. So thank you all, and we'll see you in December.